Princess Zalara stood at the altar of the Grand Crystal Temple on planet Vexia. Her scales shimmered blue and purple under the light of 3 moons that poured through the translucent walls. She looked at Prince Dreth of the Kronax Empire with empty eyes. This marriage would unite their species and bring peace to their star systems, but her heart felt nothing. The ceremony began with the traditional Vexian music echoing through the massive hall. The temple was filled with nobility from both worlds, all watching with eager eyes. The high priest spoke the ancient words, asking the stars to bless this union. Zalara barely heard them. Her mind wandered to the stars beyond their world, where other beings lived lives of freedom and choice. Her father, King Torax, sat on his throne near the altar. His large eyes blinked slowly as he watched his daughter. He had ruled Vexia for 300 years, and this marriage was his greatest achievement. The Kronax had been enemies for generations, but now they would be family. Prince Dreth stood tall. His scaled skin was darker than hers, almost black with red patterns that marked his royal bloodline. He was known as a fierce warrior who had led many battles against other species. His reputation made Zalara nervous, but she knew her duty to her people came before personal wishes. The temple doors burst open with a loud sound that silenced the music. A group of strange aliens entered. They wore uniforms, unlike anything seen on Vexia, with patches that read Earth Alliance. Zalara had never seen humans before, but she knew them from stories. Small, soft creatures with strange, colorful eyes and hair on their heads. They had only recently joined the Galactic Council. The temple guards moved forward. With weapons ready, King Torax rose from his throne with anger on his face. Prince Dreth hissed loudly, showing his sharp teeth. His guards also drew weapons. The human leader stepped forward. A male with short gray hair and calm eyes, he raised his hands to show he held no weapons. We come in peace as representatives of Earth. We seek diplomatic relations with all species of the Galactic Council. We did not mean to interrupt your ceremony. Zalara noticed one human standing slightly behind the others. A female with auburn hair pulled back tightly and determined green eyes. She stood tall despite being the smallest person in the room. Something about her caught Zalara's attention. The human female scanned the room with alert eyes that missed nothing. "How dare you interrupt a royal ceremony?" Prince Dreth said with barely controlled anger. "Your species is not welcome here. Earth was only allowed into the council because of pity." The human leader remained calm. "We apologize for the timing. We received no response to our communication requests. We come with offers of trade and friendship." King Torax motioned for the guards to lower weapons. "You show great disrespect entering our sacred temple during a royal wedding. Humans have much to learn about proper behavior. Continue the ceremony," Dreth commanded, turning back to the altar. "Remove these creatures." The high priest looked uncertain but began speaking the words again. Zalara raised her hand, stopping him. "No, I wish to hear what these humans have to say." Her voice echoed in the sudden silence. Gasps spread through the temple. No one defied tradition. No one questioned royal matches, especially not the bride herself. Yet Zalara felt something she had never experienced. Before curiosity, freedom. Hope. The appearance of these humans seemed like a sign from the universe, daughter. Her father said, his voice low with warning. "This is not the time. If I am to be queen of both our worlds, then I should know all species in the Galactic Council," Zalara said, keeping her voice steady. "The ceremony can wait one day. The stars have been there for billions of years. They will not mind a small delay." Prince Dreth stepped closer to her, his eyes narrow. "Your behavior dishonors me, princess. Perhaps you need time to remember your place." The human female with green eyes moved slightly, her hand touching something at her belt. Her eyes never left Prince Dreth, watching his every movement. Zalara noticed this protective stance and felt strangely moved by it. No one had ever tried to protect her before. "The wedding will continue tomorrow," King Torax announced, making the decision that would save his daughter from public argument. "Our guests will be given proper quarters. Until then, the humans may present their case to the Royal Council in the morning. The human delegation bowed respectfully. The leader thanked the king. "We are grateful for your wisdom, your majesty." As the crowd began to leave the temple, Zalara found herself looking at the human female again. To her surprise, the human was looking back. Their eyes met across the great hall, and something passed between them, something neither could name yet. The human female stepped away, following her leader, but she glanced back once more before leaving. Zalara felt her inner hearts beat faster. For the first time in her life, she was eager to see what the next day would bring. Morning came with the light of twin suns warming the palace. Zalara woke early. She chose her simplest royal garment, a flowing robe of silver that matched her scales. She wanted to appear at the council meeting but knew her father might forbid it. Human delegation was brought to the Grand Council chamber where King Torax and his advisors waited. Prince Dreth and his father, King Mox of the Kronax, sat as honored guests. Zalara slipped in quietly, sitting in a corner where she might not be noticed. Human leader introduced himself as Captain Alan Boyd of the Earth Alliance. The female soldier that had caught Zalara's attention stood behind him along with 3 other humans. Captain Boyd explained that Earth wished to establish trade routes. Through this sector of space, they offered medical technology and cultural exchange. King Torax listened with little interest. "Your weapons, what do you offer there?" "Earth Alliance does not trade weapons technology," Captain Boyd said. "We believe in peaceful expansion." Prince Dreth laughed. "Then you will not survive long in this galaxy. Little creatures with soft skin and no claws." The female soldier stepped forward. "Captain, may I address this?" Her voice was strong and clear. Captain Boyd nodded and the woman looked directly at Prince Dreth. "I am Lieutenant Kate Mason, Security Specialist and Cultural Liaison. Humans may appear small to your eyes, but we survived a world of predators without natural weapons. We created tools instead, and while we seek peace, we are prepared to defend ourselves. History shows that those who underestimate humans often regret it." Zalara felt her scales warm with admiration. This human female, Kate Mason, spoke with courage even to royalty, the Vexian. Guards looked shocked at such boldness. Prince Dreth stood his tall body towering over Kate. "You threaten me, human." "Not at all." "Your Highness," Kate replied calmly. "I simply correct a misunderstanding about my species. We respect your strength and wish to learn from your culture as equals." King Torax made a sound that indicated interest. "The human female speaks well. Perhaps Earth has more to offer than we thought." Prince Dreth remembered that diplomacy requires listening, not just speaking. Zalara saw her chance and moved forward. "Father, I request permission to show the Earth delegation our city. While you discuss trade agreements, I can teach them about our customs." King Torax considered this request. Prince Dreth looked unhappy, but could not object without seeming petty. "Very well, daughter. Take 2 guards with you, return before evening meal. The wedding preparations must continue." Zalara bowed, hiding her excitement. She approached the humans. "Lieutenant Mason, would you and 1 other from your group like to see Vexia City? The captain can continue discussions here." Kate looked to Captain Boyd, who nodded. "Lieutenant Mason and Dr. Lin can go. This would be valuable cultural exchange." Soon, Zalara walked through the crystal gardens of the palace with Kate Mason and a human doctor beside her. 2 Vexian guards followed at a distance. The doctor asked many questions about Vexian plants and their medical uses, but Zalara found herself focused on Kate. "Your words to Prince Dreth were brave," Zalara said as they walked. "Few speak to him that way," Kate smiled. "On Earth we have a saying, respect is earned, not given by birth. I meant no offense, but facts matter." "And is it fact that humans are dangerous when threatened?" Zalara asked. Kate looked at her with those green eyes that seemed to see everything. "All living things fight to survive, Princess. But humans prefer to make friends rather than enemies. We came here hoping for alliance, not conflict." They reached a high tower that overlooked the vast crystal city below. The doctor was speaking with one of the guards about a flowering plant, leaving Kate and Zalara a moment alone. "The wedding you interrupted," Kate said quietly. Is it what you want? No one had ever asked Zalara what she wanted. Her life had been planned since birth. Want is not important, need is what matters. My people need this alliance. On Earth, marriages are about choice, about love, Kate said, looking out at the city. We believe happiness makes stronger bonds than duty. Love, Zalara tested the word. We have no word for this in Vexian. What does it mean? Kate seemed surprised. You have no concept of love, not even family bonds or friendship. We have duty to kin and loyalty to friends. Zalara explained. But this love you speak of, how do you know when you feel it? Kate was quiet for a moment. It feels like seeing stars for the first time, something beautiful and mysterious that you want to understand forever. It makes you want to be better than you are. It gives you courage. Zalara felt her inner hearts beat faster. She realized she had been looking at Kate the way Kate looked at the stars, with wonder and curiosity. Something new was growing inside her. Something without a name in her language. Their tour continued through the day. Kate asked thoughtful questions about Vexian government, family structures, art. By evening, Zalara had learned as much about Earth as Kate had about Vexia. They spoke of oceans and mountains, of music and stories. Kate showed her images of Earth on a small device. Beautiful blue world with white clouds and green lands as they returned to the palace. Zalara felt different, changed. She did not want the day to end. Will you attend the wedding tomorrow? She asked Kate. If invited. Kate replied, though I admit it feels strange to watch someone marry without love. Perhaps, Zalara said slowly, perhaps the ceremony will bring surprises. When they reached the palace, they found chaos. Guards ran through. Hall's voices shouted orders. King Torax approached with anger on his face. Daughter, where have you been? The Kronax delegation has returned to their ship. They speak of insult and broken promises. What happened, father? Zalara asked, alarmed. The human captain refused to discuss weapon sales. Prince Dreth took offense. Words were exchanged. The Kronax left, threatening war if the wedding does not proceed tomorrow. Her father looked at Kate with suspicion. This human has filled your head with strange ideas, daughter. Remember your duty. Captain Boyd approached, looking concerned. Lieutenant, we need to return to our ship. The situation has become complicated. Zalara watched as Kate was led away. The human looked back once with concern in her eyes. Zalara felt something tear inside her. Something that had only just begun now faced an end. That night, alone in her chambers, Zalara made a decision that would change everything. Dawn broke with tension filling the palace. The Kronax ships hovered in orbit, their weapon systems active but not yet targeting Vexia. The human vessel remained on the far side of the moon, a small ship compared to the massive Kronax warship. Zalara, dressed in her ceremonial robes, heavy garments of precious metals and gems that symbolized the wealth she brought to the marriage. Her attendants placed the royal crown on her head. Its weight felt like chains. She dismissed them, needing to be alone. With her thoughts, a soft chime indicated someone at her door. Zalara was surprised to see a palace messenger. Princess, a communication came for you from the Earth ship. The guards intercepted it, but I thought you should see it. The young Vexian handed her a small device, then hurried away. Zalara activated it and saw Kate Mason's face appear. Princess, I don't know if you'll receive this. The captain ordered us to leave orbit, but I wanted to say goodbye. Your people have much to offer the galaxy. I hope someday you can visit Earth and make your own choices. Be safe. The message ended. Zalara held the device tightly. Something inside her shifted like tectonic plates moving beneath a planet's surface. Her entire life had been planned. By others, her marriage, her future, even her thoughts. But now she saw another path. The wedding would begin soon. The temple would be filled with Vexian nobles. The Kronax delegation would arrive by shuttle. The human ship would be gone. The universe would continue as it always had. Change coming slowly, if at all, unless someone chose differently. Zalara removed her heavy crown. She kept only one simple robe. She took nothing else. No royal symbols, no wealth. She sent a brief message to the human ship using the device Kate had sent. She did not know if they would receive it or respond, but she had to try. The great temple was prepared for the ceremony again. Guards stood at every entrance. King Torax sat on his ceremonial throne. The Kronax shuttle landed and Prince Dreth entered with his father and their guards. Everyone waited for the princess. Zalara entered from a side door without announcement, without ceremony. She walked directly to her father, ignoring the gasps from the crowd. "Father, I must speak with you." King Torax looked concerned. "Daughter, this is not the time the ceremony must begin." "There will be no ceremony," Zalara said, her voice clear and strong. "I cannot marry Prince Dreth." The room erupted in shock. Prince Dreth strode forward. "What trickery is this? King Torax, control your daughter." "Zalara." Her father said, his voice low. "You dishonor our house, our world. This alliance must happen." "There are other paths to peace, father," Zalara said. The human showed. "Me, this marriage without choice creates resentment, not harmony. I will not live a lie, even for Vexia." King Mox of the Kronax stood, his massive form shaking with rage. "This insult will not stand, Torax. The treaty is broken. War will follow before anyone could respond." Alarms sounded throughout the temple. Guards reported to the king. "Your Majesty, the human ship approaches. They request permission to land. Deny them." King Torax commanded. "This situation is difficult enough." "Wait," Zalara said. "Let them come. I requested their return." Her father looked at her with new eyes, seeing not his obedient daughter, but a woman with her own mind. "You contacted the humans. What have you done?" "I have chosen a new path," Zalara said, "one that may save both our worlds from endless war. The Earth Alliance offers membership to all species. They build bridges, not walls. Let them speak, father." One last time. King Torax considered as the Kronax delegation fumed. Finally, he nodded. "The humans may land, but if this fails, daughter, the consequences fall on you." The Earth ship landed outside the temple. Captain Boyd entered with his team, including Kate Mason. Zalara felt her inner hearts leap at the sight of her. Kate looked directly at her with both worry and admiration. "King Torax, King Mox." Captain Boyd bowed to both monarchs. "We received an urgent communication from Princess Zalara. She indicated a diplomatic crisis. We came to offer assistance." "The princess has rejected our alliance, King," Mox growled. "She dishonors my son and my people. This is not a diplomatic crisis. It is an act of war." Captain Boyd remained calm. "Perhaps there is another solution. War benefits no one. Treaties built on unwilling participants rarely last, but mutual respect and shared goals create lasting peace." "What do you propose, human?" King Torax asked. "The Earth Alliance offers full membership to both Vexia and Kronax independent, but united under common principles. Access to trade routes, cultural exchange. Defensive pacts, no forced marriages required." Captain Boyd looked at both kings. "Your unique strengths would be valued, your sovereignty respected." Prince Dreth laughed. "And we would follow human rules. We who conquered 100 worlds." Kate stepped forward. "Not human rules, universal principles. Your conquests impressed smaller worlds, Your Highness. But the galaxy is vast. The Andromeda Empire, the Centauri Republic, and others watch this region with interest. United, we all stand stronger. Divided, we become targets." Zalara moved to stand beside Kate. "Father, the old ways brought us to the edge of destruction. The Kronax will not stop with marriage. They will absorb our world, our culture. Everything we are will disappear. I cannot allow this. Even at the cost of my life." Kate looked alarmed. "Princess, no one speaks of such sacrifice." "I would die for my people, Lieutenant Mason," Zalara said. "But I would rather live for them, live to build something new, something better." King Torax sat silent. For long moments the temple held its breath. Finally he spoke. "Daughter, you show wisdom I had not seen in you before. Perhaps I have ruled too long, seeing only old paths." He turned to King Mox. "The princess speaks truth, old friend. Your son would Not honor our ways, marriage would only delay the inevitable. But perhaps these humans offer a third path. King Mox growled. You too fall for human tricks. Not tricks, King Torax said. But change comes to all worlds eventually. We can fight it or shape it. The choice is ours. The tension in the temple remained high. Prince Dreth looked ready to order an attack. The guards on both sides stood alert. Kate moved slightly closer to Zalara, a protective gesture that did not go unnoticed. Captain, Boyd spoke again. Kings of Vexia and Kronax Earth extends formal invitation to send representatives to our homeworld. See our alliance firsthand. Then decide. No commitments yet, simply exploration of possibilities. Zalara looked at her father. I volunteer to represent Vexia. King Torax nodded slowly. Perhaps that would be wise, daughter. You have shown interest in new ideas. Let us see where they lead. Prince Dreth stepped forward. I too will go to see this human world, and judge its worth. The kings looked at each other, ancient enemies considering new possibilities. King Mox finally nodded. My son will represent Kronax. But know this, humans, if this is trickery, if harm comes to him, the full might of our empire will descend upon Earth. No, harm will come to any representative, Captain Boyd promised. Earth welcomes all who come in peace. As the formal discussions continued, Zalara found herself standing near Kate. Thank you for returning, she whispered. Your message was quite convincing, Kate replied quietly. Especially the part about potential war. I almost think you planned this. Not planned, hoped, Zalara said. You showed me possibilities I never imagined. I could not return to darkness. Kate smiled. Earth will surprise you, princess, but I wonder, will you survive its wonders? With the right guide, I might, Zalara said, feeling her scales change color with emotion. Will you show me your world, Lieutenant Mason? I would be honored, Kate answered, though I warn you, humans are full of surprises. Good, Zalara said. I have had enough predictability for one lifetime. The journey to Earth took 14 days in the human vessel. Zalara was given private quarters as befitting her status. Prince Dreth and his guards kept mostly to themselves, glowering at humans and making demands. Captain Boyd handled the situation. With calm diplomacy, Zalara spent her time learning about Earth. She studied their history, their art, their sciences. Kate Mason became her guide and teacher, explaining concepts that had no equivalent in Vexian culture. Freedom, choice, democracy, love, your. People fight wars over ideas, Zalara said one evening as they sat in the ship's observation deck looking at the stars. Not just resources or territory, but thoughts. Ideas shape reality. Kate explained. What people believe determines how they act. The freedom to choose your own path matters more than gold or land to humans, and this is why marriage is a choice for you, Zalara said. Because forced bonds violate freedom, Kate nodded. Exactly. We believe relationships should be built on mutual feelings, mutual respect. Zalara looked at the stars rushing past. My father arranged my marriage before my birth. My mother had no say. She performed her duty as I was expected to do. Were they happy? Kate asked. Zalara considered this. Happy. I do not know this word in the way you use it. They functioned. They produced an heir. They ruled together, but I never saw them touch except in formal ceremony. I never heard them speak when not required. Kate looked sad. That sounds lonely. It was normal, Zalara said. Until I met you. Until I heard you speak of choice and love. Now I see what was missing. Their conversations continued each day. Zalara learning human customs while teaching Kate about Vexian biology and history. She explained how her people evolved from aquatic hunters. Their scales once helped them swim, now served as temperature regulation and status markers. The 3 hearts that beat in Vexian bodies, the respiratory system that could filter toxins. Prince Dreth watched, their growing friendship with suspicious eyes. One day he confronted Zalara in the ship's corridor. You shame our worlds, princess. These humans corrupt you with their weak ideas. I learn from them, Dreth, she replied, using his name without title, a deliberate choice. Perhaps you should try it. Knowledge does not corrupt, it illuminates. When we reach Earth, I will evaluate their military strength, he said, his voice low. The Kronax will not bow to inferior beings. If they are weak, we will take what we want. Zalara felt cold fear. That would be unwise. The Earth Alliance has powerful friends. You heard the captain speak of the Andromeda Empire. They would not stand idle. Dreth leaned closer, his teeth showing. You sound like a human. Already, princess. Perhaps you forget your true nature. We are predators, not prey. We can be more than our instincts, Zalara said. Evolution did not stop at tooth and claw. Dreth laughed. Pretty words taught by your human pet. When this diplomatic game ends, remember where you belong, princess. With your own kind. As he walked away, Zalara felt both anger and sadness. She had nearly married this man, would have bound her life to his without knowing his true nature. The thought made her inner hearts ache. When Earth finally appeared on the view screen, Zalara stood with Kate watching the blue world grow larger. It looks like a jewel, she said. So much water. 70% of our surface, Kate confirmed. Our species evolved from water too, though, much longer ago than yours. The ship landed at the Earth Alliance headquarters in a place called Geneva. Zalara stepped onto human soil for the first time. The gravity felt slightly stronger than Vexia. The air carried strange scents, sweet and complex. The sun warmer than she expected. She wore special lenses to protect her sensitive eyes from Earth's brighter light. A delegation of human leaders welcomed them. Prince Dreth played his role as diplomat, while though Zalara could sense his disdain, they were shown to comfortable quarters designed to accommodate their biological needs. The following days were filled with tours, meetings, cultural exchanges. Prince Dreth focused on military installations, technological capabilities, resources, and weaknesses. Zalara sought understanding of human society, their art, their families, their beliefs. Kate showed her cities filled with buildings of different ages and styles. Unlike the planned uniformity of Vexian architecture, they walked through museums, where art from 1,000 human cultures was preserved. They visited schools where children questioned Zalara with innocent curiosity, unafraid of her alien appearance. Your species values differences, Zalara observed. On Vexia, conformity is sacred. Diversity makes us stronger, Kate explained. Different perspectives solve problems faster. Our history taught us this, though sometimes through painful lessons. One evening, Kate took her to a musical performance. Sounds unlike anything on Vexia filled the air. Zalara felt the vibrations touch her scales in pleasant ways. This is beautiful, she whispered. I feel it inside me. Kate smiled, watching her reaction. Music crosses boundaries, it speaks without words. As weeks passed, Zalara sent reports to her father describing Earth society, its strengths, its potential as an ally. Prince Dreth sent his own reports, though she did not know their content. She worried about his intentions. His guards were seen exploring restricted areas. Several security incidents were reported. Kate was assigned as Zalara's permanent liaison. They spent most days together. Their friendship deepened into something more, though neither had words to define it. Zalara learned to recognize human emotions in Kate's expressions, the softening of her eyes when they spoke, the quick smile when Zalara understood a new concept, the gentle touch of her hand when explaining something important. Tomorrow you meet with the Alliance Council, Kate said one evening as they walked through a garden. Your official evaluation period ends soon. And then I must decide, Zalara said. Recommend alliance or return to the old ways. What will you choose? Kate asked, her voice carefully. Neutral, Zalara stopped looking at the setting, sun painting the sky in colors that reminded her of Kate's hair. I cannot return to darkness once I have seen light. Kate, I will recommend full alliance with Earth. I believe it best for my people. And Prince Dreth. What will he recommend? War, I fear. Zalara said softly. He sees only conquest, not cooperation. He collects information on your defenses, your weaknesses. Kate's expression grew serious. We suspected as much. Our security teams monitor his activities. He is dangerous. Kate. More. Then you know the Kronax have weapons technology beyond what they have shown. The marriage alliance was meant to give them access to Vexian crystal technology when combined. They could create weapons capable of destroying planets. Kate finished. Our intelligence suggested this possibility. Zalara looked at her with surprise. You knew. We had theories. Kate said. Your confirmation helps. We hoped diplomacy would prevent conflict, but we prepare for all outcomes. If Dreth returns to his father with reports of Earth's weakness, they will attack. Zalara said. They will not honor treaties or promises. Then perhaps he should not return with such reports. Kate said, her voice thoughtful. That night Zalara could not sleep. She thought of her world, of Kate, of the future hanging in balance. Two paths lay before her: duty to warn her father of Kronax plans or duty to protect new allies. Two loyalties, both valid, both true. How does one choose when both choices lead to pain? She remembered Kate's words about freedom, about choice. The hardest part of freedom was responsibility for the consequences of your actions. No fate, no destiny, only choice, and what follows.